great new availabilities. And yep, I can see your screen there. So we will go ahead and take it away. Thank you guys so much for hopping on again. My name is Adam Peterson with DCI. I have the South Chicago, Central Illinois, a little bit of the St. Louis market as well. But thanks for hopping on this call. We do these trainings every Monday at noon. So really appreciate your participation. And with that, I will pass it over to Sana.
All right, guys. So my name is Sana R7. I am the regional account manager for now we are called Likewize. So I like what Adam just did there. He kind of combined Brightstar and Likewize, called us Brightwise, but it is actually Likewize. I'm sure you guys all have some questions about why we changed our name, and I'm going to give you the short. Basically, Brightstar did a lot, right? Brightstar did a lot of different things. We did warehousing, we did distribution, we did a lot of things, which meant we weren't really able to focus on device protection. Likewise, however, now that we've rebranded, we're really honing in on device protection, which is incredible for you guys because that means we're going to implement more things. We're going to make a better program for you. We're kind of fixing all the little kinks that we've had in the past and creating just like a better, well-rounded program for all of you guys out there where you guys are going to be able to successfully sell it. For example, one thing that we have recently initiated is e-coupons. So a little background, e-coupons are only distributed when a customer files a claim and we don't have inventory on that device. So for example, if a customer files a claim on a Stylo 6, currently we are out of Stylo 6s, doesn't mean that we're not going to get more in. Just because LG is not making them anymore and we're not creating them, that doesn't mean that we won't have some in the future. But today, for example, we're out of Stylo 6s. So what we would do is a customer files a claim on a Stylo 6, we send them over an e-coupon. They get this coupon either via email or they can choose to get it SMS. So they can have it texted to them if the phone is still working. Otherwise, via email, they come into your stores with an e-coupon. What that means, it's basically like a little gift card to your store. In the past, what we were doing if we were out of inventory is we were sending a Visa gift card. Dish got a hold of this and they said, you know what, these Visa gift cards, we track them. A lot of them aren't even being used at Boost. They could be used at Metro. They could be used to pay the electric bill. What we decided is let's do like a gift card to a Boost store. So again, customer comes in, they got an e-coupon email, they come into your store. What we need you guys to do is go directly to web posts. So we want these processed in ePay. I know naturally you guys kind of go straight to Elevate. We want you guys going to web posts originally for this. Once you click on that, you're going to see a button. Oh, this is old. You're going to see a button that says Likewise. So click on the Likewise button. It's going to be usually the third one, but everybody's screen might look a little bit different. Once you click on the Likewise button, you are going to see this screen. It's going to allow you to enter in the coupon code. So you go ahead and you enter in the coupon code that either the customer had texted to them or emailed to them. Once you enter in the coupon code, it's going to show you the value on the left-hand side of the coupon code. We are always sending full SRP of the device. So again, let's say that Stylo 6, the customer's upgrade eligible, they're still going to get the full price of the device. At that point, once you click redeem, you guys, the reimbursement to your store has already started. So you guys can track that through ePay. Any questions about reimbursement, you could reach out to ePay. But as long as you're going to ePay first and you click the coupon code and you click redeem, automatically that reimbursement is on its way to your store. At that point, that's when you go into Elevate and you follow it through Elevate. So you can go ahead and ring out the device. Honestly, it's going to be up to you guys on how you want to process this. Our responsibility is to make sure that you get paid. As long as you're going into ePay first, you are definitely getting paid and reimbursed for that device. It's usually showing up within 2 to 3 business days, but it is showing in queue, usually in a few hours, as long as it's early in the day. For all the Elevate information, we want you to go ahead and just process it any way you feel comfortable. A lot of our stores are using the manager override button. So what they're doing is they're ringing something out. You don't have any LGs in stock. You got them, you know, a different device, but they were upgrade eligible. So now you can add accessories onto there. So let's say we sent a coupon over for $235. The customer is upgrade eligible. We can put a bill payment onto there. We can go ahead and sell some accessories. Sell whatever you want that's going to make you guys the most amount of money. Try to use as much of that coupon as you can, because if it's not used in one single transaction, they lose that amount. So we put on a bill payment, we put on a screen protector, we put on their whatever device that they wanted that day. If the amount is more than the coupon, let's say this example right here, coupon was $75, customer wants to spend $150, you just go ahead and take payment for that difference, okay? But let's say the coupon was $75, you ring them up and they're exactly at $75. Your option is to do a manager override button. I'm not sure how your stores work. In some of our stores, they give this authority to everybody. In some of our stores, they do not, and you kind of have to like dial into their your reps' computers and approve that manager override. But again, however you want to do the part in Elevate is up to you guys, just so that you can manage your inventory. We don't want you to have all these reimbursements and then not know where your devices went, right? So at the end of the month, you can kind of associate like, hey, I sold this ESN, it was for a Bright Star coupon redemption, cool. But again, this is a great opportunity because you guys can sell accessories, you can have bill payments, you can increase your 3MR, all because we sent a gift card to your store. If there's ever questions about how to process a coupon, every single person on this call does have somebody from the Likewize field team available and ready to assist one-off anytime. But is there any questions about coupons right now? Okay. All right. So let's talk about numbers.
Hold on, Sana. Hold on. I think we should have some questions out there. Okay. Guys, do you have any questions on this process? And you may need to hit *6 to unmute if you're muted. So one of the big things that I was hearing someone say is, basically, this is similar to kind of the extra money you can make in the past, or dealers who do Smart Pay. I know a lot of dealers haven't done Smart Pay, right? But when you did Smart Pay, you could bundle accessories in. So this is the first time dealers can ever get a coupon and maximize that profit, where you can not only put your phone there, but you can accessories as well, because you're going to get a coupon for a certain amount of money. If you don't spend it in one transaction, that money is gone. So let's say you get a coupon code for what is this, $75 or whatever the amount is. Let's say the amount's $100 to make the math easy. Say the phone's $60 that you're giving them. You want to make sure you ring out something for that extra $40, because you will be reimbursed that full $100. Now, if you get a coupon code for $100, say you give them a phone that's $60, and all you do is that phone, you're only gonna be making $60. So there's a big opportunity to profit off this. I want to make sure you guys see this, you understand it, and we have the expert on the line. So if you have questions, now's the time to ask.
Thank you for clarifying that. We also have a little YouTube video we can send out after this call to kind of go over how this is done again. And then you can keep it in case like you have one of these, you can refer to it anytime. But most importantly, again, any questions come up while you're processing this, we are all here and available to walk you through it. So don't ever worry. But the number one thing is please, please, please always go to ePay first. If any of your reps or anybody in the store goes to Elevate first, it does create a pretty chaotic process and it causes a lot of issues. So as long as they go to ePay first, process it that way, we can worry about the rest of it later. But I will send out a YouTube video, and we are totally here if there's any questions after. All right. So our boost shield goal is 60%. Now, I know in the past it used to be 40%, and maybe some of you feel like, whoa, 60%, how are we going to do that? You guys, it can be done. It is done in a lot of other carriers, and we're going to talk about that in 1 second. But currently, the DCI attach rate is a little low. You guys, DCI does so much for us. We cannot let them down. We want to make sure that these guys are number one with all the DDPs, and currently That is not the case. So 26.1% for all of DCI doors across the country. We want to try to work to get this number up. I know it can be done. I know how we all feel about DCI. So Adam, everybody on the call, don't worry, we're going to get you guys up there. Let's talk about some of these other carriers. So I sourced this information from a lot of different places. It was really, honestly, very shocking to me. So Metro, for example, I would have thought that their attach rate was kind of, where we are, like 26, 28, some of the other DDPs, 30%. They're not. Originally, their goal was 50%. I got this information from a lot of, you guys who, some of you own Metro doors, not to mention some Metro assurance reps. So I sourced it from a lot of different places, but apparently their goal used to be 50%. They knocked it out of the water. So they did so well with the 50% goal. They wouldn't tell me exactly where they were at, but last July, the goal was raised to 70% for Metro. So they're not at 70%. We know they're above 50% with their insurance and they're below 70%. So I would like to probably assume that they're somewhere around 60%. But what that means is those are our customers, right? What that means is when our customers leave Boost because let's say they broke a phone and they weren't offered protection, they go to Metro, they're probably 60% of the time, or maybe even 70% of the time, getting offered some sort of insurance. At that point, if they break their phone with Metro, they're covered. They're more likely to stay with Metro, right? And we can't have that. So we want to try to get up to where they are. And I think this was like the biggest shocker for me because I really thought that they would be where we are, and they're not. They're above 50% on their insurance. They're below 70% on their insurance. If you speak to Metro dealers or you are a Metro dealer, most likely they don't have a rep. They don't have any form of communication. They don't have somebody who's willing to go in and train their people. They're not getting paid the way we are. So there is a reason for us to try to beat that number out of the water too. The Cricket attach rate that I have here is very old, but the reason I put this up there is because I personally was part of the Cricket field team for my company with insurance, and our entire country average was 64%. Now this is old. This is pre-AT&T merger. But the reason why it matters is because this is back when the demographics and the geography of Cricket was the same as Boost. So we had Cricket doors in the same spot that Boost doors are now, and they were selling at 64% on insurance. So again, same thing. That's a number that we can easily get to. Now, I did obviously put some postpaid carriers in there. Where I got this was from this Warranty Week source that's written on the side. And I know a lot of you guys are like, well, postpaid's totally different. Well, guess what? Dish is trying to go into postpaid, right? So Dish is looking at how there is a correlation between selling a lot of insurance and being really successful with keeping your customers, just like postpaid carriers are. Now, I used the word insurance probably 20 times on this slide, which in our world is a really bad word. You can drop some swear words, but you can never say the I word. The only reason I said it is just to kind of explain this to you guys, just to make it make sense. But we do want to stay away from the I word. What did you guys think about this? Is this kind of impactful to you guys? Adam, what did you think when you see this slide?
Wow. And it can be done. I mean, I have dealers that hit this number. I think it's all in the approach and the sale. It's all in our positioning. It's all about the assumption close. So 60% is very doable. When I see our competitors all above that number, it makes me think 60% is low. And then it makes me think 25%, we got, for DCI, there's a lot of work to do, but it can be done. It's a pretty easy tweak at point of sale to increase that attach rate. But yeah, it's an eye opener for sure.
Cool. I've got some ideas on how to. And Adam, that's a really good point. Like, it's a culture thing, right? So when you're talking about your dealers that are above 50, 60%, It's not because that they push it every day. It's not because that they're talking about it every day. It's just, it's understood that this is what we do, right? We do not want our customers to have to leave and then get stuck in Metro because they were insured over there, right? We want this to be part of our culture and our sales culture and how we kind of sell. And it's just going to we're going to assume that every single customer is going to walk out fully protected. So I think if we start kind of cultivating a culture of device protection, meaning assume that every single customer is going to walk out fully protected. We have different ways, and we're not going to get too far into this, but these are some really common objections that you guys hear in the stores every single day. If somebody is able to come up with a really good way to handle this objection, I have a Starbucks gift card for you. Anybody able to unmute? This common objection is, man, this is way too expensive. I can't afford this.
You can unmute your line or hit *6 to unmute if you want to win a Starbucks gift card. How do you overcome the objection? This is way too expensive. I can't afford it.
All right, well, I'm going to drink all the coffee. So really, this is something that we all hear all the time, right? I can't afford it. The answer that Likewize has for us is, does everything you've chosen meet your criteria? Do you want to leave with everything you came for? So yes, that's great. It's a little uncomfortable for me to say that. Me personally, what I like to hear when I see this objection or when I hear this objection is to kind of break down the cost, right? So at the end of the day, they are receiving a phone on promo. A lot of times people don't realize that that's a discounted price. A great thing to do is to go to the price tag and read out the SRP. The reason I say go to the price tag is because a lot of times when we speak, people aren't listening, right? Hopefully, like everyone's listening to every word I'm saying right now, but probably not. You guys are doing a million things and thinking about a million things, and that's real life, and I understand that. But when you're in a store and you're in front of a customer, and the customer says, and you say, hey, you know that phone's actually $229. They may have heard you, they may not have heard you. If you walk over to that price tag and you go, oh, well, it looks like if anything happens to this phone, it is wow, $229. Naturally, the customer is going to follow you. They're going to read that sign with you and they're going to go, wait, whoa, how much am I paying today? And now you've kind of made that amount more real, right? You've made that like an actual money amount that they're worried about spending. Very careful with my phone. I never break it. I love this one because I'll be like, yeah, that's great. I break my phone all the time. All of you on the call that know me have never seen me with a phone that wasn't broken. So I usually personally tell a story like, man, I go through so many phones, but you can always come back and say, hey, that case you're getting doesn't cover against water damage. Unfortunately, it's not going to cover it if it's lost or stolen. What are you going to do if any of these things happen? And I'll get a new phone if something happens. We come back to that financial amount again. Walk over to that SRP. Looks like if anything does happen, it's going to be $229. Whoa, wait, how much am I paying today? Also, it's not just $229, right? It's $229 plus tax plus setup. So you're looking at this much larger number. Which kind of brings me to some of our strategy. I'm going to skip over to number 2. So this opt-in form, hopefully every single person on this call has seen the opt-in form. This is another way to make that financial amount a little bit more tangible. It is a form, and I'm going to send this out along with that YouTube video on how to process a coupon, but it's a form that we really need to start using. This form by itself has taken dealers from 15% to 40% literally overnight. It allows every single person in the store to make sure that they're asking every single customer if they are going to have Boost Shield. You want one of these filled out for every single customer that denies Boost Shield. So if they have it, cool, they don't have to fill out a form. If they say, nope, I don't want it, okay, that's fine. But my owner requires that you fill one of these out. And then you go ahead and on this form, you're able to put the deductible and you're able to put the full amount. When I send this form out, I'm going to send over a video also on how to fill it out. But really, we want to include the SRP. We want to include the taxes and the setup and how much it would cost for this customer in case something does happen to the phone. And really, this is kind of like a CYA moment, because if a customer comes back in and they're like, I was never offered any kind of insurance. Well, actually you were, and you go ahead and you pull this form out and you're like, look, you signed right here, right? And that does help our customer experience as well. Best thing to do is once you get these forms from me, you cut them in half, you rubber band them around boxes during your slow time. Every single time a box comes out, hopefully you're assuming that they're taking the Boost Shield. If they're not taking it, then at that point you fill out this form, you file it away in case they do come back, right? If you hold everybody to this standard, it really does help increase attach rates astronomically. Some other strategy options. I mean, my team, we're here, we work for you guys. Whatever you come up with outside of these 4 options, we are 100% game. Again, any issues with coupons, escalations, but if you wanted to start some boot camp calls, I host several of them right now. We do some on Saturday morning. It's at 7 a.m. They're brutal. I do some Friday night. They're at 9 p.m. Also brutal. But it's okay because I have no life. So feel free to put whatever you want on my calendar. I can host these calls specifically for you guys. Every single time you have a rep under 40%, they have to be on. I promise you, they are not fun calls. They will want to be off of these calls. And then at that point, you've increased your attach rate. We are also here to do in-store trainings. Anytime you guys want to get your team together, we are happy to come in. We'll bring some pizzas or whatever you guys want to eat, breakfast, and we will train your people on how to properly sell this. We do want this sold correctly so that it's profitable for you guys as well, and then the customers are covered. But we could also put contests together too. So again, every single person on this call has a designated rep. I cover the Midwest. My colleague is on the call as well, Jamie. She also covers the Midwest. And then we have somebody in every single market. So when I send this email out, I will include like an org chart as well. But thank you all for being on this call today. I know I went through a ton of information. If there's any kind of questions on the call or after the call, we are 100% here, but 60% should be not a problem at all. Any questions for me right now?
And stick with us, I've got a couple more slides to go through as well, but any questions for Sana?
Yeah, so if a customer doesn't want insurance, we have to have them fill out a form?
If they don't want insurance and they fill out a form, it's most likely going to make sure that they understand the program in full. The form that I send you guys, it's at the end of the day, it's up to you, right? But I promise you, it does increase the number. Because they're going to look at it and they're going to for sure understand that phone, if they break it, it's going to cost a lot more, because a lot of times they leave your store and they think, okay, I just got a $60 phone. No, you didn't. You got a $200 or $300 phone for $60, right? So this form is just going to make sure that they fully understand what they are accepting or declining, and we'll send that out to you. The other thing I wanted to touch on is it's not insurance, right? Protection. So I know, again, I said it wrong hundreds of times on this call, but protection, if they don't want protection, then yes, we would like them to fill out a form. You could file it away in case you need it in the future.
Yeah, Shaker. So that's definitely a best practice, right? So, if you get them on there, that's great. But if not, say, okay, I just want you to sign us making sure that you're voiding your protection on your device. It's just a best practice that's going to help your overall attach rate. All right. Any other questions for Sana?
All right, 60%. I'm excited. And again, if anyone needs anything at all, please feel free to reach out at any time.
Well, Sana, thank you for teaching me a new idiom. I've heard it hit it out of the park, but I've never heard it hit it out of the water. So that one's a new one for me. But now I know.
Are things not hit out of the water? Yeah. No, you're right.
I mean,
okay. I'll work on that. Thank you all. Have a good one.
Thank you, Sana. All right, guys. So just a few more slides I want to go over with you. Can you guys hear me and can you see my screen?
We've got you.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So if you guys have any questions on adding Brightstar or Likewize, right now Likewize, to your payment screen in Elevate, wanted to give you the instructions here. I'll send this deck to your DCI account managers. I won't take a lot of time on it right now. But basically, I have all the steps included. So if you have to go to configuration at first, click on modules, click save, roll over the payment type, you can add that Brightstar or Likewize voucher at that screen. And then you're just going to check. Then you're going to check the options, which are included in this screenshot here, and then save for all your locations. So want to make sure you guys had these quick steps available. And then when you're getting your payments, you should see that voucher available for customers. So just in case you guys needed, if this was not in your Elevate and you need to add it, I wanted to include these steps in here for you. Briefly touch on them, but again, we'll have them written out if you need a copy of them. So one of the major keys to increasing your value-added services, it starts with your pitch. And someone touched on this. And what we want to make sure is you have at least one value-added service with every sale. Majority of these, I would say easily over 90% of these, are going to be your Boost Shield or your protection, your Likewize coverage on your customer's device. So when you're pitching a device, don't ever pitch like a $60 plan or a $50 plan. You should be pitching $67 a month on the talk, text, data, plus protection. And you also get high definition video streaming included. When you pitch it that way from the start, your customers are going to say, okay, and they're going to roll with it. If you're given a pitch and you get to the point where maybe you've pitched them a $50 or you've pitched them a $60 plan and you didn't bring up adding protection to their phone and you say, do you want to add an extra $7 for insurance? They're going to say no, right? So it's all about the power of the words you use. So someone touched on it again. She's like, I know I said insurance, say protection. If you think about it in your own lives, we don't like having to pay extra for insurance, but we like to have our stuff protected. So using that word, unlimited talk, text, data, plus protection, it's basically a sales tactic. It's music to your customers' ears. They want to have their devices protected, and it's all in your pitch. Of course, don't forget about international calling as well as an important value-added service if you have customers that have family in Mexico or Canada. But the bread and butter is going to be putting protection on your customers' devices. Lastly, I wanted to give you a quick reminder of our October priorities, hot off the presses. We are in a new month. It's our first Monday in October. So we're going to have a lot of training coming out around our new point of sale system with BYOD, EBB sales readiness, and RAD ID, making sure you guys are all selling now, no longer on the Boost site, but you are in fact using every rep's information. Is going to be very important this month. SDDN, we only have 2 months left now, or I guess 3, October, November, December, right? 3 months left now to get customers off of that SN network. So step up your efforts around that. And then, of course, the whole reason for this call was Boost Shield, protection on your customers' devices, and the Unlimited Plan Plus, UPP, that's what that stands for, your $60 plans plus protection. All right, guys, that's all I got for this week. We'll open up. Are there any last questions at this time?
No.
All right. Thanks so much for hopping on. Have a fantastic week. We'll talk to you guys next Monday. Thank you.